In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on November 24, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Sacramento Kings versus Minnesota Timberwolves. On the upcoming Friday night clash, the Sacramento Kings are set to face off against the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Target Center. The Kings, once riding high on a 6-game winning streak, now find themselves eager to rebound from a 2-game losing streak. Their recent 117-112 defeat against the New Orleans Pelicans has left them looking to recapture their winning form. In the Wednesday matchup against the Pelicans, the Kings, led by De'Aaron Fox with 26 points and 5 assists, showed resilience by clawing back from an early 17-point deficit. However, their efforts fell short in the final minutes, allowing the Pelicans to slip away. The team shot 44% from the field and 15 of 44 from beyond the arc, illustrating their offensive prowess despite the setback. On the other side of the court, the Minnesota Timberwolves have quietly emerged as one of the league's hottest teams, winning 10 of their last 11 games. Their confidence is soaring after a convincing 112-99 victory over the shorthanded Philadelphia 76ers. Anthony Edwards, with a stellar performance of 31 points and 6 assists, led the charge. The Timberwolves, with a 48% field goal percentage and 10 of 26 from three-point range, displayed both offensive and defensive prowess. Despite their recent setbacks, the Kings are facing additional challenges with key players Keegan Murray, Alex Len, and Keon Ellis sidelined. In contrast, the Timberwolves, still without Jaden McDaniels, continue to showcase their strength with an 11-3 record, sitting atop defensive rankings and receiving significant offensive contributions, particularly from Anthony Edwards. While acknowledging the potential of the Sacramento team, it's hard to ignore the hurdles they face in this matchup. The Timberwolves, with their impressive defensive record and the dynamic duo of Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, present a formidable challenge. The absence of Murray and the fatigue from an extended road trip further complicate matters for the Kings. Considering the current form of the Timberwolves, especially the standout performances of Edwards, the Minnesota Timberwolves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. Delving into the statistics, Minnesota's deliberate pace of play, ranking 19th according to dunksandthrees.com, as a strategic move to counter the Kings' speed. With defensive prowess demonstrated in recent matchups, holding opponents to 101 points or less in their last 5 home games, the Timberwolves are poised to control the tempo. In contrast, the Kings have trended towards the under, going below the projected total in 3 straight games and 4 of their last 5. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. San Antonio Spurs versus Golden State Warriors. 2 struggling teams are set to clash in NorCal on Friday night as the Golden State Warriors play host to the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs find themselves in the midst of a challenging period, having endured a 10-game losing streak after an initial promising start to the season where they won 3 of their first 5 games. Currently tied with the Memphis Grizzlies for the fewest wins in the Western Conference, San Antonio's only silver lining is that all 3 of their victories have come on the road. On the other side, the Warriors began the season on a positive note, securing 5 wins in their first 7 games. However, the tides have turned, and they've faced setbacks in 7 of their last 8 matchups. Compounding their challenges, Draymond Green is still suspended, and Gary Payton too is listed as probable with an ankle injury for the upcoming game. It's worth noting that this contest marks the first meeting between these 2 teams this season. The Spurs' recent struggles were exacerbated by a 109-102 loss to the Clippers on Wednesday. Victor Wembanyama stood out with an impressive performance, recording 22 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Despite individual efforts, the team collectively struggled, shooting only 38% from the field and 11 of 38 from beyond the arc. The Warriors, too, faced a tough defeat at the hands of the Suns, losing 123-115 on the road. Klay Thompson's 6 three-pointers led the team, but they were outscored by a significant margin in the second quarter. The Warriors' inconsistency, especially as home favorites, has been evident in their failure to cover the spread in the last 6 games. With a substantial plus 10.5-point spread in the upcoming matchup, the challenge for the Warriors becomes even more pronounced. Devin Vassell's impact on the Spurs cannot be overlooked, as the team has yet to secure a win in his absence. When considering the plus 10.5-point spread in games where Vassell has played, the Spurs boast a commendable 7-3 record against the spread. The previous meeting between these teams saw the Spurs secure a 122-117 victory at the Warriors' home court, failing to cover the spread. While reluctance to back the struggling Spurs is understandable, and given the current form of both teams, the San Antonio Spurs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In terms of the total pick, both teams have recently trended towards high-scoring games. The over hit in 14 of the Spurs' last 18 games and in 6 of the Warriors' last 7. Notably, San Antonio's Friday matchups consistently exceed the total points line, a trend extending over their last 11 Friday games. Defensively, both teams have struggled, with the Spurs ranking 28th in points allowed and the Warriors positioned 18th. Considering these defensive vulnerabilities, it's plausible to anticipate a high-scoring affair. The Warriors, despite their recent struggles, are expected to shoot well against the Spurs' defense, which ranks 28th in points allowed and 29th in opponent three-point shooting percentage. The Spurs, facing a Warriors team positioned 18th in points allowed per game, are likely to contribute to the scoring, with the final score anticipated to hover around 119-116. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. New Orleans Pelicans versus Los Angeles Clippers. A highly anticipated Western Conference showdown is set to unfold on Friday night between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Los Angeles Clippers. The Pelicans enter the game with momentum, securing back-to-back victories against the Kings last week, triumphing in both instances against the spread. Meanwhile, the Clippers managed a successful back-to-back series against San Antonio, although their against-the-spread performance was split. Notably, this will mark the first encounter between these two teams in the current season. New Orleans is currently on an upswing, having clinched 4 wins in their last 5 games. Their pursuit of a third consecutive victory is evident, especially after a hard-fought 117-112 win against the Kings, led by Zion Williamson's 25 points and 6 assists. Brandon Ingram and Jonas Valanciunas also made significant contributions, underlining the team's balanced offensive effort. Despite shooting 47% from the field, the Pelicans had to regroup to secure the win after the Kings mounted a comeback. Conversely, the Los Angeles Clippers are experiencing a positive phase, eyeing a 4th straight win following a 109-102 road victory over the struggling Spurs. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and James Harden played pivotal roles in this triumph, highlighting the Clippers' offensive capabilities. Their defense played a crucial role in this win, limiting the Spurs to just 14 points in the first quarter. As the teams prepare to face off, the Pelicans are dealing with a short-handed roster, missing key players C.J. McCollum and Matt Ryan. On the other side, the Clippers are closely monitoring the status of Norman Powell, who is questionable with a groin strain. Historically, the Pelicans have dominated the Clippers, boasting a remarkable 9-1 record both straight up and against the spread in their last 10 meetings. Last season, New Orleans swept all 3 encounters by an average margin of 17 points per game. While the Pelicans have shown better offensive performance this season, the Clippers are gradually finding their rhythm. However, a closer look reveals that the Clippers' recent victories came against lower-tier teams, while the Pelicans' wins were against top-tier Western Conference opponents. The Pelicans hold a solid 9-5-1 against the spread record, while the Clippers are struggling at 5-8 against the spread. The Clippers are indeed enjoying their most successful stretch of the season, but their recent wins, particularly against teams like the Rockets and Spurs, don't significantly elevate their standing. In contrast, the Pelicans' recent resurgence makes them a compelling choice, especially as they regain full health. The Clippers' victories over lower-tier teams don't overshadow their earlier unexpected losses. The Pelicans, with 4 wins in their last 5 games, are building momentum and could potentially pull off an upset against a Clippers squad still navigating through growing pains. So the New Orleans Pelicans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Turning our attention to the total, both teams have displayed an uptick in performance in recent games, with a collective average of 232 points over their last 5 matchups. Dunks and threes.com ranks the Pelicans 7th in the league for their fast-paced play, while the Clippers sit at 18th in tempo. The Pelicans, positioned as the 16th highest scoring team in the NBA, average 113.5 points per game. In contrast, the Clippers, known for their defensive prowess, rank 8th in the league for the fewest points allowed per game at 109.1. Despite their defensive strength, the Clippers have showcased their scoring abilities in several games, surpassing 115 points on 7 occasions this season. Recent trends suggest both teams are capable of contributing to a high-scoring affair. The Pelicans' brisk pace and offensive proficiency, combined with the Clippers' ability to match that pace, set the stage for an exciting matchup. Over their last 5 games, each team has scored a combined 232 points, highlighting their scoring prowess. The Clippers' recent success hinges on giving adequate rest to their veteran players to maintain their performance. Considering these factors, the projected total seems fitting for a game that could see both teams actively contributing to the scoreboard. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.